Hmm. Good morning, beautiful, beautiful world. Hmm. How are you? Please leave a comment. Let me know how you are. I'm very, very well on this fine Manchester spring day. It is again a beautiful, beautiful day. We are just blessed with this incredible weather. I've so enjoyed being outdoors in my garden and walking to the park, utilizing my one exercise trip out to get some grounding, some fresh air, connect with nature, be in the park. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to have a garden and a park nearby. I hope that you also will be venturing outdoors today. Remember, if you're in the UK, we are allowed a trip, an exercise trip out. So important for us to do that. So today I wanted to consolidate some of the wisdom that I have been hearing that others have shared with me, and that's been really resonating and sitting within my energy fields that I've been mulching over and coming to my own embodiment and knowing, particularly related to what's happening out there here, this physical reality, the world of global pandemic, virus, lockdown. I don't feel that it's important to dwell on the causes of what's happening, what's beneath it, different theories, conspiracy theories. What's really important for me in these last weeks has been to really sit with and cultivate my own knowing of what opportunities this situation is bringing us. So not why has this happened, but what opportunities is this globally activating, shifting situation bringing to us as humanity, together as a collective consciousness, but also as individuals. So there's something that I want to share. The first thing I'd like to share is the idea of the collective mind, the collective psyche, or the collective consciousness. This is the same, different terms have been used to represent the same idea, which is that we are all connected to a field of consciousness, which is ultimately energy, that we can all tap into. And from this field of consciousness, we literally can hear each other's thoughts, ideas, get a sense and feeling of different things that are happening all over the place. Some call it the morphogenetic field, some call it the 100th monkey effect, which is when, a monkey on an island learns to, smash a coconut open in a particular way using a rock, and then it's not a great example because it's probably a really simple thing for a monkey to do. I'll use the example that Pixie Magenta gave, actually. A monkey learns to drop a potato into a hot spring and take it back out, and it's this delicious cooked potato. A monkey on the completely other side of the planet, a few days later, gets this thought of dropping a potato into a hot spring, and it does it and realizes that it's a beautiful, delicious potato. This is an example of how our thoughts our consciousness is all connected in some sort of field, because ultimately everything is energy. The basic fundamental fabric of reality is made of energy. We learn this in physics and in biology, all these chemical reactions happening on a physical level, and physics, is there to create the structure and excite the electrons and neutrons, and work with the electricity, for example, of the physical nature. But then also we have the energetic. This is where the physics starts to fuse and the biology starts to fuse with the energetic realm. So these energy layers that we are all connected to, we have our own energy layers of our body, but nature does too. Like the whole very fabric of reality are just different energies, different layers of energies, all interacting together and all communicating together. And this is happening at the speed of light. And so at this time, we have this incredible opportunity to catalyze, to fast track so many of the ideas, the sentiments, the beautiful opportunities that there are. We have an opportunity to fast track this by beaming these amazing, positive thoughts, ideas, and vibrations, even just love and compassion for all the doctors and nurses and hospital workers that are working tirelessly all around the globe. We have the opportunity to beam out these messages and these energies, and it will be picked up by others. So one of the things that I'm seeing right now, one of the most incredible opportunities that this situation has brought, I feel there's been a little bit of a divine intervention from nature, from Mother Earth. Because I'm seeing so many people homeschooling their children, starting to grow their own vegetables, tending more to their garden, going inwards, doing more meditation and really tending to themselves, cooking more, spring cleaning the home like never ever before, making their own products, being creative, like dancing more on their own, like all of these incredible things that we are now doing, which is actually just a fundamental aspect of what and who we are as creative human beings, that much of which we've just lost because we've become so caught up in this system. We've allowed ourselves to become enslaved, essentially. In a 9-to-5, we live to work and work to die. We've been so caught up in this for somebody else's interest that we've moved away from what we are naturally as human beings. We've moved away from the natural sharing and caring and teaching each other. When we would live in community and tribe, not very long ago, we would pass on so much amazing knowledge and wisdom. My father always talks to me, and my mother always talks to me about their grandparents and even just how they used to be so closely aligned to nature, and the things that nature would teach them, or their grandparents or their parents would teach them, and that passing on of that wisdom and knowledge, but really fundamental stuff about how to grow plants and how to raise animals and how to make certain potions, how to build, how to actually create a garden, how to grow vegetables. My father was doing that from such a young age, and I'm 36 this year, and I still for the first time, I'm creating a nursery in my home for little plants. So much gets lost because we're so caught up. And now we are being forced to be at home, to isolate ourselves, and to do these things, to enjoy these incredible natural gifts of being alive as a human. So we have an incredible opportunity as we are connected in a unified field of consciousness to encourage each other and send each other ideas and positivity and and really keep the collective consciousness at this beautiful, sharing, caring, united place of abundance and creativity. You know, whereas in the past, the collective psyche, at times you can feel when it's very dense, it's very like, you know, there's things going on globally, and you can feel the collective consciousness is tense. You can feel, you know, when there's certain, you know, war going on somewhere, or civil unrest, or Black Friday is happening, or the economy is crashing, or whatever is happening, you can feel that collective consciousness. But now it's like it's just opening up. And nature is responding also. Nature is most definitely responding with these beautiful blue skies. And like the flowers in my garden have just magically started to appear. So I invite you to start to invite in to your consciousness, into your thoughts. What is the type of world that you now want to create? What kind of physical reality do you long for? Do you want to create? What change, what shifts on this planet are you going to be a part of? Because every time one of us stabilizes into this way of living with confidence and clarity that this is the way that things are going to be from now on, I am going to commit and devote my energy to myself. I am going to commit and devote more energy to my children and teaching them myself. I am going to commit to a more sustainable, mindful way of consuming. Once you stabilize into that, you feed that into the collective consciousness, and it almost gives us all more confidence and gives us all more clarity, because we're all holding each other up in this. I can see so many amazing people joined on Instagram. Hey, Lisa, Brad, Louise, Pankaj. Yeah, it's really amazing to have you. Roop. So, what reality are you inviting in? And how are you going to inspire that in other people? We have another opportunity to spread love, joy, abundance, creativity to those around us, and certainly those who are maybe kind of locked or stuck in a bit of a fear loop, you know, who are afraid, who haven't yet stabilized and surrendered into the situation. We have an opportunity to just help those guys and gals relax and share with them all of the amazing things that are going on in the world right now. Every time I look on social media, I see another meditation, another online yoga class or breathwork class or free Tara chanting or whatever it is. There's so many of us doing, and I hear from friends that are doing their own rituals at home or doing a barbecue in the garden, or, you know, just checking in with all their neighbors. There's just so much abundance. There's so much joining up and sharing and unity happening. So how will you inspire others and share with others? How will you bring others into your light? Because even just them being in your energetic presence is enough to lift them out of their shadow, to start to be okay with what's happening. Laughter, joy, bliss. We have so much time to just practice yoga, breath work, to paint, to cook, to be with the children, to be really present. So I invite you to tune into what you're going to do today, just today. What are you going to do today that's going to help you to call in this new reality? One thing, share it with me. I would love to hear. What one thing are you going to do today to call in your new reality? So the one thing that I'm going to do today to call in my new reality is go out and plant the seeds of the veggies that need to go straight into the grow box, so that in a few weeks, a few months, I have some more veggies coming up in my grow box, and I can share those with my friends and family in the summer and feel like I'm finally on my journey towards really growing my own food. Because, you know, one day in the future, like, really hope that I have a little bit of land and I have a proper veggie garden, and I actually am eating every day everything that I'm growing. And so right now it needs to start with these little seeds planting, and I need to learn in that way. So that's what I'm doing to call in my new reality, and I'm going to beam that out to the world, and hope that you're inspired. Maybe go to your local garden center. Apparently B&Q is heaving at the moment. Grab what you need, get some pots. Even if you don't have a garden, get like a herb tray, you know. So what are you going to do today to inspire and call in and pull towards you this new reality that we're all creating together? So I actually did a card reading, and I'm going to film this at some point and put it on YouTube. I'm going to start doing more readings and putting them on YouTube. So the card that I pulled for the East, and the East is East is like the focus. Whatever card is pulled in the East is like the sun is beaming down a ray of light and saying, this is what's rising at the moment. This is what the focus is at the moment. And it was impatience. Oh, I've got some responses here. Amazing. Louise, you've been cooking with your son and told him that you could get into the garden later on. That's so beautiful. Elisa's going to make some immune boosting tonic. Amazing. You just reminded me I can share that later. Absolutely. Sarah from the Philippines has said, I'm going to call my parents more often. That is also something that I made a commitment to do. Yeah, it's beautiful. And Louise also agreeing to connect with another youth worker who's connecting with young people this afternoon to share what they're doing to get through the current times. That is so important. I've seen quite a lot of young people like really bored congregating in the park, totally not socially isolating. It would be amazing to be able to support those young people to actually do something really beautiful, constructive things with their time. Jamika, my mum and I are planning today too. Homegrown, yum, 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 planting. Oh, God, everyone's in the garden, beautiful. So I pulled this card. So impatience. So this is the focus for us right now. This is what's going on in the collective psyche. This was 2 days ago. I'm going to have to do a new reading. But what's really interesting about this was that 2 days ago, we were in a little bit more of this impatient energy, like still getting to grips with what am I going to do with all this time? I'm going to be on my own. You know, it's just that kind of impatience, that, you know, the vision that, you know, the future, we have a sense that we may be in lockdown for like 12 weeks or a little less or a little more or whatever. And there's this kind of impatience of like, how am I going to deal with that? It's like looking to the future already, like, oh, and not fully being present with where we are and surrendering to this process. And it's really interesting because I really feel that we're coming out of this now, even just in 2 days. So this was taken 2 days ago. So even just in these 2 days, I can totally feel the energy in the collective consciousness shifting. I'm starting to come out of this impatience and starting to come into like the surrender energy, like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Like, the weekend's coming up. Let's plan. Let's put some things together. So that was really interesting. And then what was in the north? And so the north is, so I'm using the cardinal directions of the Vedic astrology and Vedic philosophy. And I do a reading for the east first, and then I do the north. So the north is the wisdom and knowledge, and also can be wisdom and knowledge from the ancestors. So the north card was very aptly destiny. Like, you can't make this shit up, right? So this is our destiny. What more of an amazing opportunity for us to wake up, to fully realize where we are, what we are, who we are, what we're doing here, what this is all about, to start to scratch beneath the surface of what BBC and Sky News are telling us. There's never been a better time than now to realize that this whole situation is an ultimate part of our destiny. That this is all meant to happen in order for us to fast track. You know, it's kind of like Mother Earth was like, tick tock, you know, it's been a while. Let's fast track this. Speed it up. And this situation that we find ourselves in. Because we are all collectively, all of our consciousness, the consciousness of the earth, the consciousness of us, individual humans, the consciousness of the animals, of the plants, the consciousness of the misguided ones, the ones that are on this planet, the ones that are on, you know, the other planets, the ones that are coming here and meddling with what's going on, the consciousness of the deep core of the earth, like all of our consciousness together is creating this and manifesting this situation. It is our destiny. We are in control of it because it's through our own consciousness that we're creating this reality. So again, what are you calling in? What is your destiny? What is the collective destiny? Maybe step ourselves aside in our own agenda, like, what is the ultimate destiny of this existence? What is for the greatest and highest good of all? It's got to be something based around love and compassion, abundance and creativity, because that's fundamentally just the basis of all the juicy, yummy things being alive on planet Earth. Something abundant, something loving, something kind. What is that destiny? So I'm going to leave it there for today. I have a really beautiful guided meditation that I did for the new year that I'm going to share. And it's all about how to stabilize into our soul vision, how to tune into our soul vision. We are soul. I am soul. I don't have a soul. I am soul. So my vision might be the same as yours. It might be something different. But I have a beautiful video, and if you are up for it, check it out. It's going to help you to tune into what you're here to do. What you see is that destiny that you want to create, what you ultimately are here to help manifest. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I am so excited to connect with you again online and, of course, in person. Namaste.